time from now.
So, Philip, what is your thought about this conversational AI and customer experience summit? How do you find it? And how likely would you recommend to others?
So obviously this is a very hot topic these days. We are today in a market which is really looking for some new solutions around self-service. And obviously the recent announcement around GPT has even accelerated, I would say, the interest of many companies to explore those new technology. Whether it's something that companies are trying to leverage as a leapfrog, or maybe to add to their existing environment. So omnichannel, self-service, conversational AIs are definitely things that many companies are looking after today.
So can you just tell us who is NICE? What is your strength and solutions?
Sure. So NICE has been operating in the CX business for 30 years. It is recognized as a market leader, especially in what we call the CCaaS, Contact Center as a Service, with our leading platform, CX1. We operate in 150 countries. I think that we serve almost 30,000 customers today. We have 9,000 employees, including 3,000 on the R&D. So we are heavily investing on innovations. The CX1 platform is what we call a very comprehensive omnichannel platform, offering all the latest capabilities around digital, voice, but also analytics, and all the components that you need to operate your platform. Last week, we made a series of announcements emphasizing how much we are investing on AI. We believe that this is something that is making a tremendous game-changing in this market. It's accelerated time to value, and it brings a lot of new opportunity on whether you are reaching out to consumer more effectively, or whether you are providing the right level of assistance to your agent. So a very moving space. And so today, I would say that we are trying to address the key challenges of our customer. We are asking for omnichannel. They know that they have to open some new channel, especially new digital channel. And very often they have a lot of silo, which is a big challenge. So that's why a lot of them are looking for a platform today. We know that this is an industry that is also struggling with agent churn. Agent is a very hot topic right now. A lot of companies are struggling to recruit, to train, and to get them up to speed. It's a high cost for them. So they are looking for some new capabilities to help the agent do their job, but also improve the agent experience. And lastly, I think that the COVID was also accelerating the need to have something on the cloud, very scalable, flexible, and that's why CX1 right now is something we see a lot of traction on.
All right. So during the presentation, NICE has shared the insights on conversational AI and chatgpt. Can you just give us a quick run through and the key takeaways?
Sure. So we explained that today, as I said, consumers are looking for more self-service. We estimate that 81% of them are asking for new self-service capabilities. Unfortunately, in the market today, on average, 83% of the interactions are still taking place with human agents, even though the company are trying also to get to roughly 80% of self-service for the customer. So there is a gap right now, and the point is to how can we help the company to bridge this gap. So today, during this seminar, we explain the fact that this gap is maybe a legacy from the past, where for a long time companies have been struggling to put in place effective bot, and part of the reason is that it was not a data-driven approach. It was a lot of guessing. So GPT is coming into the game, and it's bringing something very, very interesting, because basically it does address the ability to converse very efficiently like a human-like conversation with consumer, and the ability to understand, to converse. But we also emphasize the fact that there are two things to pay attention on. First, we need to make sure that we train those large language models on the brand-specific language and put in place a safeguard so that as a business, we want to make sure that the conversational AI is only addressing relevant questions. And two, the ability to converse is great, but if you think about an agent, you teach an agent how to be knowledgeable about the procedures and how to act on those procedures. So this is why usually it's relevant to combine this GPT with a very data-driven approach, and this is where AI and analytics can really make a difference, and that's what we try to illustrate. As I said, we made several announcements last week. One of them is explaining that now you can put GPT on top of your knowledge management and really get what we call knowledge management self-service, very efficient for consumer, but also for agent. And we introduced something very innovative, which is the concept of, we call that enlightened actions, which is the ability to put GPT as a layer on top of the CX1 platform, giving you access to all the insight that you can draw from the platform and let GPT formulate or generate some relevant content, whether it's about generating training materials or maybe knowledgeable articles or maybe identifying what we need to provide to agents who are struggling from a CSAT standpoint. So again, GPT is a game changer. It's definitely a very interesting building block, but it's not by itself sufficient. And that's why putting that on top of a platform combined with AI can really make a big difference.
Sir, the last question would be key trends that you are seeing in AI.
Sure. So I think that from a consumer standpoint, I mentioned the fact that a lot of consumers are asking for more digital channel. We know that many companies right now are adding WhatsApp, but more digital channel as well. And sometimes it's a struggle for them because they have a legacy environment which is made out of silo, and it could be a challenge for them. And that's why the second trend is many customer considering a platform. It's this concept of omnichannel platform. The COVID time illustrated the fact that it's important to be flexible, scalable, and the move to cloud is accelerating. So we see a lot of customers right now maybe reconsidering their platform and moving into the cloud. Another trend, as I said, it's also a consequence of COVID, of the new flexible time, but a lot of companies are increasingly struggling to retain their agent. So they are looking for a way to increase the retention of agents, especially as we start deflecting calls to bots, resulting in the fact that the agents are left with more complex interaction. So how do you create the right level of assistance, recommendation, access to knowledge, effective coaching, and gamifications to retain your agents? Something that they know has a big impact on, on their payroll cost. The last, as I said, big trend as we start growing all those new channels is the concept of call deflection. How you start shifting from call to digital channels, whether it's live chat or async messaging, and ultimately to conversational AI, which from a cost standpoint obviously helps you reduce the cost from, let's say, $6 per call to 25 cents per call. So that's something we see many customers looking after today.